great googly moogly Tuesday, March the 22nd. My name is Sean Carrier. Thank you for tuning in to Bet Edge. A rough night in the association yesterday. We lose to a Brooke Lopez fadeaway jump shot at the buzzer, and the Spurs shoot 0 free throws in the first half, fall 5 points short of the 105 we needed. Absolutely some tough breaks last night in the NBA, but I'm not going to cry about it. That's not going to get it back. The only way to get it back is with some hard work, solid selections. Stick to that unit system. Do not go chasing your losses. And this ship will turn right around in absolutely no time. It always does. So never fear. Bet Edge is here, and we've got more winners. So let's get right into today's game. The Charlotte Hornets in Orlando tonight, taking on the Magic. And we see a bunch of reasons why we like the Hornets as the side in this matchup. So let's dive right in. As you can see here, Orlando's home record, 13-22, basically identical to their road record of 13-23. And when they lose tonight, they'll be the exact same number. So it just illustrates that this Orlando team really has zero home court advantage. Their record is basically the exact same home on the road. It doesn't seem to matter. Against the spread, it's the exact same news. Same story for this Orlando team. They're just a bad basketball team. They have problems winning no matter what building they're in. And they're getting a Charlotte team tonight that they have struggled with, to say the least. As we see here, these two teams have played 3 times this year. Charlotte has won all 3 of those meetings. And their smallest margin of victory, 17-point victory. I mean, that's just, that is complete dominance. Definitely a matchup that Charlotte seems to enjoy. These teams are structured very similar. Charlotte just obviously with the better class of players. Kemba Walker and Nick Batum will definitely be the best 2 players in this game, and we believe that they should carry Charlotte to a victory and won by margin at that. So just straight dominance in this head-to-head matchup, and we're going to look for more of the same tonight. So getting down to Charlotte's recent form here, they've won 2 games in a row, definitely positive signs, and they've won these 2 games against decent teams. Washington definitely rising up the Eastern Conference standings. They are for sure one of the better teams in the Eastern Conference right now. And Atlanta, no slouch either. That's a playoff team, and they beat that Atlanta team by 15 points. So that wasn't a close game. Charlotte seems to have found something here of late, and they've gotten themselves right back in the thick of things in the Eastern Conference playoff race. I believe they're only 3 or 3.5 games out right now. So a win tonight against the Magic could go a long way, and we think that should be enough motivation for them to kind of throw the hammer down here in Orlando. And Orlando, not the toughest opponent to do it against. As we stated above, their home court advantage is non-existent, and this team just not very interested in winning basketball games. They've also won their last 2 games, but I believe these games come with a bit of an asterisk. They played a Philly squad that rested absolutely everybody in that game. They rested Jahlil Okafor. I believe Covington was rested in that game. Sarge fouled out early. I believe that can never pronounce his name. Luabu Kabaru. believe he fouled out also. And Orlando here, a 6-point favorite, went to overtime against Philly's B team. And they tried to give that game away. If anyone watched that game, Orlando did everything they could at the end to give it away, and Philly just refused to take the game. So if they put forth another effort like that tonight, look for Charlotte to absolutely trounce this Magic team. As you see here, they're not good against the spread of late. They've only got 2-point spread covers in their last 8 games against a Chicago team that loves giving games away. If anyone watched them play last night and what they did against the Raptors, I believe they were up 18 points and gave them all back, losing the game outright to a Raptors squad that's not the sharpest knife in the drawer right now, that's for sure. And then a Phoenix squad that's definitely mailing it in down the stretch. They're resting Eric Bledsoe for what seems to be no reason at all for the rest of the season. I'm sure if Phoenix had some meaningful basketball games here down the stretch, that Eric Bledsoe could definitely be playing in these games. So we're not seeing a lot here out of this Orlando squad, and we really haven't seen much from them all year long. We're not going to expect for that to change tonight. Referees for tonight's affair, we've got Mr. Tony Brothers, Merritt Kogut, and Carl Lane. I don't mind any three. I don't mind those gentlemen at all. Tony Brothers, not my favorite official, but he's not the worst by any stretch of the imagination. So not a bad crew for the game tonight. Not too much in the day's rest, as both teams coming off that NBA average 1 day's rest. But as you can see here, Charlotte with a better winning percentage nonetheless. 4 less losses. A 5-point edge here in points scored, and a 4-point edge in points allowed. So we're definitely getting the better team here. They're laying not a short 5. 5 is a significant number, but we definitely like them as the side here for all the reasons that we've stated. Getting down to the injury report, from everything I'm reading, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist will be good to go tonight. They'll have him in the lineup with no restrictions. So definitely a great thing for Charlotte. And then Sessions, O'Brien, and Plumlee been on the injury report for quite a while. Nothing new for Charlotte there. Shouldn't trouble them too much. And Orlando recently has put Jeff Green on the injury report. He will not be going tonight. He's dealing with some back spasms that will hold him out of the game tonight. So that could hurt them a little bit. He gives them some great minutes at the 3, and they also slide him over to the 4 sometimes when they want to play small. So might limit the options for the coach there in Orlando. God damn, what's his name? His name is escaping me. The guy from Indiana. I've forgotten his name because he's so terrible now. But nonetheless, let's dive right into the summary and the stat graphic here. As we stated earlier, Charlotte has won all 3 games versus Orlando this year, and by at least 17 points. These games have not been close. We're going to look for more of the same today, as Orlando here with the smallest home court advantage in the NBA. Just definitely cannot be giving them 3 points just because they're at home, and that seems to be the case tonight. We're going to look to take advantage of that. As you see here, Charlotte has won two games in a row and are alive again in that Eastern Conference playoff race, and a win tonight would definitely give them a giant step forward in that race. So we're going to look for that motivation to benefit them tonight. Orlando 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 games. Not a great record. More of the same from this bad Orlando team. And if that's not enough, Charlotte Hornets here with edges in offense, defense, field goal percentage, rebounding percentage, and turnover percentage. That's basically all of the stats we look at here. So we'll dive into the stat graphic. I apologize, it's a little blurry today. We'll definitely get that sorted out for you tomorrow. But as you can see here, that's a 5-point edge in offense per 100 possessions, a 2.5-point edge in defense per 100 possessions, significant edge in the field goal percentage, and the possession stats here, rebounding percentage and turnover percentage, significant edges in those stat categories as well. So Charlotte should have more possessions here in this game due to these 2 stats, and they should shoot the ball at a better percentage if all things fall into the norm. Those factors alone, I think, are enough reasons to pull the trigger with the Charlotte Hornets. We're going to do so. You can put it on the board. Charlotte Hornets minus the 5 points in Orlando tonight. Feels like a bet edge winner to me. So we hope this video helps. Any selections you're thinking of making tonight in the NBA. As always, guys, thank you for tuning in. If you're not doing so already, give us a follow over on our Twitter page at bet_edge. All of our picks, videos, betting tools, everything gets posted up there, and it's all absolutely free. We actually released this selection on our Twitter page last night as we saw the line open, and we knew it was going up. This line opened at 3.5 and is now all the way up to 5.5. So tuning into the Twitter page could have saved you 2 points if you're thinking of pulling the trigger on Charlotte. So definitely give us a follow over there. It can help you out. And as we said earlier, we hope this helps. Thank you for tuning in as always. Good night and good luck.